Hello everyone, my name is Tan Yen Ro. My metric number is 306050. So for my individual assignment, I'm choosing Huntington Bank. My title is Study on Credit Risk of Huntington Bank Performance and its Determinants. The problem statement is banks are constantly exposed to credit risk. If credit risk is not properly managed, it may lead to financial instability and create a domino effect across the banking sector. So this study examines the factor affecting the credit risk of Huntington Bank from 2050 to 2024. The research objective is to examine the combined relationship between internal and external factor and credit risk. So for the research question is there a relationship between internal and external factor and credit risk? And the hypothesis is the study assumed that both internal and external factor have significant relationship. Here is the literature review. Credit risk is commonly measured using the non-performing loan ratio (NPL), which is the ratio of non-performing loan to total loan outstanding. So I found that both internal and external factor also will affect the credit risk. For the internal factor, it contains loan ratio, loan loss provision, liquidity, return on asset, capital adequacy ratio, risk-weighted asset, and others. And the external factor, it got GDP, inflation, interest rate, exchange rate, and yield curve. Here is the methodology that I used in my individual assignment. For the sample and data, I used the data from Huntington Bank in the United States from 2050 until 2024, which is their annual report. And the analysis technique I use is multiple linear regression analysis, ordinary least square OLS, and SPSS software. So here got three models. The first model is examines the impact of internal factor on credit risk. The independent variable include ROA, liquidity, bank size, loan ratio, LLP, which is loan loss provision, DER, DTAR, and EM, which is equity multiple. And the second model is examines the impact of external factor on credit risk. The independent variable include GDP, inflation, interest rate, and others. So the model 3 is model 1 and model 2 combined. So now I will talk about the finding and analysis for Huntington Bank from 2050 until 2024. So here is the descriptive statistic. So we can look at that. Based on model 3, most variables show relative small standard deviation compared to their means. This indicates that the data is stable and does not fluctuate significant across the study period. Then this is the correlation analysis. The strongest significant relationship is between bank size and credit risk with a correlation coefficient of negative 0.8. This means that Huntington Bank grow larger, its credit risk decrease. So here is the ANOVA. So we can see that the regression model is statistically significant because the reported p-value is below the significance level. Here is the model summary. So we can see that the model report R equal 1.0 and the R square also equal 1.0. This means that the model explains 100% of the variation in credit risk. So for the regression coefficient discussion, the most influential variable are the first one is loan ratio. It shows significant positive effect on credit risk. Then the bank size and capital adequacy ratio is significant negative influence on credit risk. So this is the conclusion for my individual assignment. Among all variable internal factor, especially loan ratio, bank size, and capital adequacy ratio, appear to have stronger effect on credit risk compared to macroeconomic factor. The findings suggest that effective loan management and maintaining adequate capital are important for controlling credit risk for Huntington Bank. Here is some recommendation for Huntington Bank. The first recommendation is strengthening loan screening and monitoring process so it can reduce bad loan and increase the loan repayment problem. The second recommendation is maintain strong capital adequacy level to absorb unexpected losses. And the third recommendation is management should regularly monitor macroeconomic indicator because economic changes can indirectly affect borrower repayment ability. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for watching.